everyone, this is Karen.
Welcome everybody, I am Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Anne-Marie.
Speaking her mind.
And the vocabulary words are image.
Image.
The way the writer described the scene created a strong image in my mind.
Diet.
Diet.
Sophia has been dieting for 3 months, but hasn't lost any weight.
Struggle.
Struggle.
It's a real struggle getting my daughter to take her medicine.
Manage.
Manage.
Dr. Jones gave Marty some medicine to help manage his illness.
Condition.
Condition.
People with heart conditions should try to stay away from heavy exercise. So we're still talking about Anne-Marie and how successful she is today.
Yes.
But we also talked about that she kind of suffered from anxiety, right?
Right, yeah. So because of this anxiety, it was really difficult for her to, at one point, she couldn't even really answer the phone or leave the house. So it was really a struggle for her.
That's right. And then I think she really wanted to go on a diet and to put on a lot of makeup to hide who she really was, you know, because she wasn't really confident about who she was.
Right.
So
she couldn't really accept herself the way that she is.
Exactly.
Right?
So how does she help herself?
Well, she reached out on social media, right? And she was able to find support by looking for people who were like role models for her, right?
And then I think she went to therapy as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that also helped her a lot. And now she also reaches out to other people through social media to help other people as well.
Right, like even one of her songs is really about accepting who you are.
That's
What
right.
is that song called again?
Is it Perfect?
Perfect Me? Or
Perfect to Me?
Perfect to Me.
That's right.
Perfect to Me, right? So that's really about accepting yourself the way that you are. And so I think a lot of people really do suffer from anxiety and depression and have mental health illness.
Yeah.
And you think you're alone.
That's right.
But in fact, almost everybody has had experienced these kind of problems in their life. So don't think you're alone. Reach out and talk to somebody.
Seek help, and then you will get through it.
Yes.
And listen to her songs.
Okay.
All right, enjoy.
Anne-Marie, speaking her mind.
At first, Anne-Marie's anxiety caused her to have issues with her weight, looks, and body image. These led her to diet and put on tons of makeup as a mask to hide behind. But when she started to find success as a singer, the anxiety only grew worse. Soon, even answering the phone or leaving the house became a struggle for the young star, and she found it hard to step on stage.
Today's lesson is called Anne-Marie, Speaking Her Mind. Part 2. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And yes, we're learning about Anne-Marie, or Anne-Marie Nicholson, to those who know her well. This young pop star from the UK has risen up the charts after having a first career as a karate champion as a young girl. That was when she was in her early teen years, and then later on she transitioned to musical theater and then on to pop star success. You know, she was the best-selling new artist in the UK in 2018. You know, she toured with Rudimental, the British band, for 2 years, but you also know that she had mental health problems and suffered terrible anxiety, stress, and fear, and an inability to deal with the problems of the world. But she's fighting it, she's moving on with her life, and she's doing better than ever.
There you go, she's got anxiety issues.
Yeah.
And she's not a weak person. Remember, she was a 3-time world champion at karate. So anxiety, it can affect anyone. Anyways, at first, Anne-Marie's anxiety caused her to have issues with her weight, looks, and body image. Now, an image, when we use this word image, it's a noun. We're talking about seeing something, something that you either see in your mind, let's say, or maybe that you see on a TV screen or anywhere else. It's something that you see. In this particular situation, she had body image problems. When she saw herself, let's say in her mind, she had a weird idea of what she was actually like. Okay, she couldn't come to terms with the fact that she was normal looking, let's say. She thought that she was somehow deformed, perhaps. Anyways, for example, the way the writer described the scene created a strong image in my mind. Yes, gee, I could see it right there. It was well described, well written. But yes, she had weird ideas of how she looked to others. Her body image was slightly off.
Wow, so she would see a lot of pictures of herself on the internet, and then in her mind she'd be comparing herself. Oh, I look fat in that, or I look like this, or my skin's not so, comparing herself to other people. This world that we live in, we do spend a lot of time online, and pictures and how you look, especially for famous people, can be very important. And of course, you're getting a lot of, people on the internet saying nasty things about you, which can also damage your mental health and your image of yourself, how you think of yourself as a person. So she started to do some kind of drastic things to try to fix herself as she was seeing herself in her mind, even though she probably was perfectly fine. She felt she wasn't. So what did she do? These led her, these body image problems and her anxiety probably, these led her to diet and put on tons of makeup as a mask to hide behind. We've heard stories like this before, haven't we? Yeah. You think, oh, I look too fat. I'm going to go on a crazy diet and only eat, one banana every 2 days or something like that because I got to lose all this weight, even though a doctor would say she's perfectly healthy. When you're on a diet, this basically means you're counting your calories. You're being very careful about the food that you eat. You're cutting out fatty food, or you're eating less every day or something like that in order to lose weight. Sometimes, of course, it's perfectly healthy. Some people do eat too much junk food and they should go on a diet. But when you're a young, healthy person like Anne-Marie probably was, it might not be the healthiest thing to do. But in any case, dieting or being on a diet means you're counting your calories, you're cutting back on your food to try to lose weight. For example, Sophia has been dieting for 3 months but hasn't lost any weight. I told her that cookie diet wasn't probably going to work.
Yeah, you can't.
The cookie diet.
You can't
don't do that one.
You can't lose weight if you're eating cookies all the time. That's a bad diet.
It's a bad diet.
It's a bad diet. Anyways, she got successful, and then all of a sudden, poof, the anxiety went away, and that's the end of our story. No, not quite. Get this, but when she started to find success as a singer, the anxiety only grew worse. Okay?
Worse?
Even though she became successful, she was still feeling that terrible anxiety. It was getting worse.
There you go. She seems to have it all. A great career, all these things going for her, but she's feeling worse about herself than ever. How bad did it get? Well, it says soon, even answering the phone or leaving the house became a struggle for the young star, and she found it hard to step on stage. This isn't the normal stage fright, that fear of getting up in front of a bunch of people and singing or making a speech. No, this is much worse. She couldn't answer the phone. Going online was probably a struggle, and even leaving the house was difficult for her to do. She basically locked herself away from the world.
Yeah, she was really struggling. By the way, if you struggle, you're fighting against something and you're having a hard time with it, okay? It's not an even match. You feel like you're losing, okay? That's what it means to struggle. You're trying to make progress, but every single step is tough. It's hard work. That's what it means to struggle. That's the word being used as a verb. In our article here, we're using the word as a noun, okay? When we're talking about a struggle, we're talking about a situation where you are struggling. There you go. For example, it's a real struggle getting my daughter to take her medicine. It is never easy.
Doesn't taste good. She's like, no, I don't want to try it. It's a struggle. All right. Let's take a break, then we'll be back and find out more about Anne-Marie's struggle.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课文读到 Anne-Marie 从小就学空手道，还赢得3次世界锦标赛。 后来他转往音乐事业发展。Mike 老师在开场的时候，他用到 transition 这个字就有转换过渡的意思。我们来拼一下，它是拼作 transition。好，那么 Anne-Marie 10几岁的时候，她罹患严重的焦虑症。那起初她的焦虑造成她对体重啊、外表、身体的形象的不满，于是她就进行节食，然后还使用大量的化妆品来躲在这个化妆的这个面具之下。当他开始成为成功的歌手时，焦虑变得更严重了。那接下来他连接电话啊，或是离开家门这么简单的事都变得很难，更不用说是站上舞台了。Mike 老师刚刚用到 inability， 就是在 ability 前面加上 in， 那这个字可以表达无力、无能力的意思。再来看3个单字 image， 它表示形象、印象或者是图像。Charles 老师提到 Anne-Marie 她无法接受自己的外表形象，没办法跟自己的形象妥协，甚至可能自己觉得长相长得很丑陋。好，老师用到片语 come to terms with something 就可以表达妥协、勉强接受什么什么。好，然后还有用到 deformed 这个字deformed deformed 可以形容是丑陋的或是畸形的。好，下一个单字 diet 它是指节食，控制饮食。好，那节食我们通常会计算卡路里、计算热量，然后减少吃高油脂的食物。我们顺便学一下 calorie 就是卡路里 calorie calorie 它是热量的计算单位。好，老师还有说到 fatty food 就是指高油脂、高脂的食品。那有些人呢可能会用比较极端的方式来减肥，这时候 Mike 老师用到 drastic 这个形容词，就是形容极端的、激烈的或是剧烈的，它是拼作 drastic drastic。好，再看下一个单字 struggle 在这边当名词，它表示费力的事、困难的事或者是挣扎。接回到课文中。
Anne-Marie, speaking her mind.
In recent years, going to therapy, learning more about mental health, and modeling herself on confident female friends have all helped Anne-Marie learn how to better manage her anxiety. Her experiences have led her to reach out to others who suffer from this condition through social media, as well as the mental health support service, Mind. These experiences have also set the tone for her most recent singles.
Okay, so Anne-Marie, she became famous and all of her problems went away, right? No, in fact, the opposite was true. Well, almost the opposite. Her anxiety, it got even worse. It got really, really bad. But things did take a turn for the better. It says next, in recent years, going to therapy, learning more about mental health, and modeling herself on confident female friends have all helped Anne-Marie learn how to better manage her anxiety. And now she's willing to speak her mind. Now she's that confident Anne-Marie we all know and love.
Good for her, absolutely. So what did she do? Well, she changed the way she did things. She looked for good role models, these confident female friends. She educated herself. She learned more about her problems. Why am I feeling this way? What is this all about? Am I the only person who feels this way? Absolutely not. And most importantly, she got help. She went to therapy. She's talking about it with professional doctors and things like that. All of these things are helping her to better manage her anxiety, her fears, her stress. She's a much happier and healthier person today. When you manage something, basically you control something. It's something that could become out of control, that could become a huge problem. You can't make it go away. You can't just run away and ignore the problem. So you manage it. You find a way to deal with it. You change your way of doing things. You get some help. You know, we all have problems in our lives. It could be a big problem or a small problem, but as long as you handle it, as long as you keep it under control, you are managing your problems, managing the important things in your life. Good for you. For example, Dr. Jones gave Marty some medicine to help manage his illness. So he's got this problem. It won't just go away by wishing it, but this medicine helps him deal with it, helps him keep it under control. So that's great. And now, of course, Anne-Marie is serving using herself as a role model for other people who are going through the same thing. She's giving back. It says her experiences have led her to reach out to others who suffer from this condition through social media as well as the mental health support service Mind. Yeah, mental health in the UK has gotten a lot of good attention more recently, right? Soccer stars and Prince William and all these sort of well-known people are kind of coming out and saying, you know, I have mental health problems too sometimes. It's okay. Get some help from people like the good folks at Mind, which I guess is a mental health, service in the UK.
That's what they say. It's a mental health support service.
Helping people who need help.
Okay, next. We've got this vocabulary word condition to talk about. It's a noun. Here, a condition, okay? It's a situation having to do with health, your health, okay? So if you suffer from a condition, that means you might have a health problem. In this particular situation, though, it's not a condition with the body. It's not a physical condition. That's not how she's being affected, okay? It's a mental condition, okay? And you know what? If you have a mental health condition, it's always great to have someone or something that you can reach out to. And now we've got this mental health support service Mind. So if you have a condition like this, there is a place you can go. There is someone you can talk to. How cool is that? Anyways, let's take a look at an example sentence for the noun condition. People with heart conditions should try to stay away from heavy exercise. If you have a problem with your heart, if your heart's not healthy, you probably shouldn't do heavy exercise or anything that is tough on the heart. Anyways, more on Anne-Marie. She is reaching out. She wants to make a big difference, but she's also still making music.
Ah, absolutely. And she's using her experiences in dealing with mental health problems in some of her songs, using that inspiration, that part of her life, and singing about it and letting her fans know that it's okay to have these feelings, for example. It says these experiences have also set the tone for her most recent singles. Yeah, so she's kind of talking about the struggles she's been through and also kind of singing and telling people that I'm sure others are feeling the same way. It's okay. I was like that too. We're going to find out all about this after our break.
近几年 Anne-Marie 她有去治疗，有学习更多关于心理健康的知识，并且以有自信的女性朋友来当做自己的榜样。那这些都有效地帮助她学习掌管自己的焦虑。课文就写到，她的经历使她透过社群媒体以及 Mind 这个心理健康支持服务机构来去帮助其他患有这种疾病的人。那我们先来看 manage 它可以指控管，也可以指管理经营。那么 condition 当可数名词的时候，它可以用来表达健康问题或是疾病。那这个字也可以表达环境条件的意思。好，这边还有3个重点。第一个 reach out to somebody。Reach out to somebody 在这边表示向某人伸出援手，提供某人支持或是协助。例如 They've been reaching out to the homeless 他们一直都有在援助街友，向无家可归的人提供协助。第二个重点 suffer from something 是表达受什么所苦，罹患什么疾病。那么动词 suffer 在这边是当不及物用，去表达受什么所苦，患有什么疾病，后面常常都会搭配介系词 from。好，例如 Teresa suffers from mental problems Teresa 深受精神疾病所苦。第3个重点as well as 在这边是当连接词去表达以及或是还有，那必须连接词性相同的字词。例如 He's good at baseball as well as basketball 他擅长棒球以及篮球。这句话课文中
Anne-Marie, speaking her mind.
Birthday, for example, is an empowering piece about stepping out on one's own after a breakup. Perfect to Me, released in November 2018, celebrates accepting yourself for who you are. As Anne-Marie says, I think it's really important to love that you are different instead of hiding it.
Anne-Marie, she's had her struggles, but she's come out on the other end a stronger, more confident person. And you know what? She wants to help. Her new music is all about helping others. These are empowering songs that celebrate acceptance of one's self. Birthday, for example, is an empowering piece about stepping out on one's own after a breakup. Birthday. Look it up.
There you go. Everyone goes through a bit of heartbreak once in a while, gets broken up, or has a relationship end badly. So yes, go out on your birthday, even if you just broke up with someone. Why the heck not? And then there's Perfect to Me. It's another song. Perfect to Me, released in November 2018, celebrates accepting yourself for who you are. I actually saw this video, and it's filled with all sorts of different types of people. And in the video, actually, there's parts where they just speak. It's kind of like an interview, and they kind of say, oh, a perfect day for me is just being as strange as I feel, or something like that. So, you know, kind of saying being who you are is the best you can be. Don't worry what other people think. For example, as Anne-Marie says, I think it's really important to love that you are different instead of hiding it. So there you go. Be who you are. Don't worry about other people's opinions, and certainly don't let it make you feel bad about yourself.
Okay, folks, with that, our article is in the books, but we still have the what do you think question to ask and then answer. Mike, based on Anne-Marie's or your own struggles with anxiety, what's the worst part of this condition?
Gosh, I think the worst part about having anxiety is feeling that you're alone, or feeling like, you know, you don't have anyone to talk to. It can be a real struggle to open up to people around you or get the help that you need, but without taking that first step and reaching out to someone, it can be difficult to get your way onto a healthier path. We all feel this type of thing, so it's okay to find someone you trust, someone you can talk to, someone who can help. That's the first step you should take to becoming a healthier, happier you.
Sounds fantastic to me. All right, folks, with that, our lesson is now officially complete, and it's time for us to say bye-bye.
Take care.
课文最后引用 Anne-Marie 的话，她写道：正如 Anne-Marie 所说，我认为重要的是爱自己有所不同，而不是隐藏它。那这边有3个重点，第一个，As somebody says 就是表达正如某人所说，例如 As my dad always says, time is money 就像我爸常说的，时间就是金钱。好，第二个重点是句型 it 形容词加上 for somebody 再加 to 加原形动词，或者是 it 形容词加 to 加原形动词，这表示做某事是怎么样的，对某人来说做某事是怎么样。那么其中的 it 是虚主词，用来代替后面的不定词片语，也就是 to 加原形动词。好，例如It is exciting to play video games with friends. 跟朋友一起打电动很好玩。好，第3个重点是片语介系词 instead of 后面接名词或动名词，可以表达取代代替什么，而不是什么什么。例如 They decided to walk home instead of taking a taxi. 他们决定走路回家，而不是搭计程车。好，以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hello， 各位同学，大家好，我是杰安老师。我们今天带大家看简短对话。简短对话呢，我们之前已经讲到图表题，对不对？但图表题对大家来说可能比较不熟悉一点，那我们就多做一点练习。那另外呢，在这张投影片上面呢，其实也总结了所有的这个部分题型呢，它最常考的这些题目。还有呢，你看到题目的时候呢，你就要去预测。OK， 预测就是说，等一下这个答案会在听力的哪一个地方出现哦。那这边大家就好好的看一看，你可以暂停，然后好好的研究一下，把它内化，好吗？好，那我们来看一下图表题哦。图表题呢，对于有一些同学来说，其实还蛮麻烦的哦，因为他可能会慌，他没有办法一边看。OK， 一边听，那怎么办呢？你一定要能够在它播出来之前就先审过题目，不然的话，这的确会有一定的挑战哦。OK， 尤其呢，如果大家不熟悉这种资讯哦，这种图表，但是呢，我们之前已经有说过，在这种图表题呢，它的重点其实呢就是其中一个而已，也就是说，它要么问你的是数字，要么他问你的就是这个资讯哦。那他问的是什么？你看它的第33题哦。 Look at the graphic. Which service will most likely be cut? OK， 哪一个服务呢？可能就要把它给切掉。好，那什么东西要删掉呢？ Dental, routine care, vision, emergency care. OK， 到底要删哪一个？那我们就用常理来判断好了啊。在删的时候，为什么要删呢？为什么要删？因为可能这个东西太花钱了，它的收入不够，或者它的预算不足等等，都有可能，对不对？那你看到这边 dental 啦、routine care、vision 还是 emergency care 这几个都已经写在上面了，对不对？那要怎么判断是哪一个？当然就是从这个数字啊，对不对？它给的它的选项是资讯，那你等一下要注意听的就是资讯。所以这资讯你看它这边13150哈21890，它有可能是念出这一个预算，可能这个数字会念出来。那也有可能他会讲说我们就先删掉最少的那个好了，或者是他可能会说那我们就删掉第二多、第三多的好了。不管他不会明讲这个数字，有时候他不明讲就是他要把它弄得更难一点点。OK， 或者他就讲那我们就删第一个好了之类的。那第一个就是 dental 等等的你就要去猜。好，那另外呢，我们这个题目要先看过。第二个第一题What does the man ask the woman？ 男生问女生什么 ？OK， 所以等一下这个男生会提问他问什么呢 ？What kind of insurance she has？ 他是保哪一种这个保险 ？B how the company will pay for insurance？ 他要怎么去支付这个保险 ？C what the budget was？ 这是什么样的预算 ？D what her job was？OK， 再来。What problem does the woman mention？ 她提到什么样的问题呢 ？A. She doesn't have insurance， 她没有保险。B. The charges are over budget， 这个东西太多了，超过预算了。C 呢 ，She can't handle her job， 还是呢 ，She doesn't know who is in charge， 她不知道这个东西谁负责的。好，那这边就有了那我们来听一下这个内容好了。那这个东西你也可以看一下这个标题Employee Insurance Charge Summary， 什么员工的保险费，保险费所以这几个都算是保险费那我们来听听看。
Questions 31 through 33 refer to the following conversation and bill.
We received the charge summary from the insurance company this morning. Did you see it? We're 30% over budget.
You're right. We're going to be in trouble if changes aren't made. How are we going to handle these costs?
We're probably going to have to trim back on at least one of them, and switch plans if we don't want it to affect our bottom line.
You're in charge of our insurance plan, not me. But if I were to single one out, I'd be looking at the most costly charge.
I'll bring it up at the budget meeting.
Number 31.
他说 If I were you, I would 什么减掉那个最多的，对不对 ？I'd be looking at the most costly charge. OK， 所以最贵的那一个，那答案就是 emergency care OK， 所以他没有讲说我们就砍掉这个47560的这个好了。他说我们就先拿这个花最多的动手好了。OK， 好，那31呢是 B how the company will pay for insurance， 然后32应该有做出来是 B the charges are over budget， 这些收费呢已经太多了 We are 30% over budget OK 这个东西太多了。好，那另外呢这个男生问的是 How are we going to handle these costs， 这些支出怎么去付OK 好，所以呢审题之后再来听就会比较容易一点了。以上是我们今天的课程内容，我是季安老师，我们下部影片见，拜拜。
See you next time.